Full short bus.
Full
People
short.
are coming out of the windows on the short bus. Yeah. Ready tomorrow?
Yeah.
Live from beautiful downtown Hialeah. Everybody's favorite comic book shop. The Goblins Heist. Tonight, the new comic book review night. We read them so you don't have to. In the short bus tonight, driving the short bus, Anthony DeVito. DJ Leo in the house. We got Freebie. We got Concussion Nick and his girl with Concussion Girl. And the lovely Natasha, Mr. Wonderful, and Judith, and Elvis Jordan. Everybody give it up for Mr. Wonderful. Exciting.
I have brain damage.
Going. Oh, that's what happened?
And John, that's like the closing line. Get the people going. I know it's been-
Get the people
But that's
going.
pretty cool.
He plays
I like
that. He plays Egg McMahon to my Johnny Carson.
Yeah, he's taking it
Crazy
serious. I
show
like
tonight.
that. Get
Yeah.
the people going.
He's-
One comic, get a free shot of tequila.
Oh no! Look how much many comics you're gonna review. The other thing, the camera has to be pointed at the floor. The next comic we talk about. Every time he did that shit, I was drunk as shit at the con. So for people that don't know in the show at home, John had a policy at Creature Entertainment. What was it, like buy $20 of comics or buy a set, you get a shot of tequila. And we're like, nah, John, don't do that. No one's gonna do it. You know, it's 10 in the morning. Who wants a fucking shot of tequila? Well, a lot of fucking degenerates fucking liked it. So by the 4 o'clock, I was cross-eyed. Everybody in the fucking booth is ready to throw up. I was like, fuck this.
Is that place still in effect?
No.
But it did work.
It did work. It did sell a lot of fucking books.
Created foot
Trying to wait for the thing. Fabian's on. What's going on? He says, yo, nerds.
Lord Papa.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen the
Yeah,
Papa
Papa likes comics.
Oh, did you hear about the Stranger Things?
Oh, I'm okay.
I just texted it to you guys.
Yeah, I saw that online.
Netflix is doing the actual Stranger Thing house.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's like a section. They're going to put the Star Court thing in the mall. It's to take pictures and shit, though. It's just like a big photo op. One of those things. I imagine it's going to get mobbed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not like it's like a gate to the upside down where.
It'll be funny if it's like, here's a gate to the upside down, and you just come out in Hialeah. You're like, what? You're like, I'm on 103rd Street. You're at Westland Mall. You're like, oh, what the fuck is this?
Speaking of Stranger Things, there's a guy who had the Halloween decorations in his house. He did all the Stranger Things and put the floating girl.
Yeah.
His neighbor complained he had to take the floating girl off because all the traffic people were going to see the floating girl.
Wow. How did he do that? I was like, nah, there has to be an easy explanation. It was online. It was like some dude.
The guy did the floating girl in Stranger Things and the neighbors complained.
Was it a real girl?
All right. Papa Likes Comics is on. At the same time, Fabian's on. That means they're two separate people? What the hell?
That's why
He doesn't have the mustache. Is he doing the Tony Stark thing where he put somebody else in the suit?
I think so.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
Raul Medeiros is on. Fabian says, I was about to delete my comic book values in CLZ to maybe sync with cover price.
So,
Everyone's going to jump on the cover price thing now?
I already have a subscription, so.
Yeah.
CLZ had a partnership with somebody else,
And it didn't happen, right?
and no, they lost it.
No,
They
no,
the contract, so they went with cover price.
Mhm.
I like cover price because they got better.
Yeah.
When they started out, they only used to do graded comics,
Yeah.
but now they do raw.
What I want to see is something that updates itself. And it would be hard because you'd have to have it, like the stock market. Like, you can see your collection. And I remember when we talked about that back in the day when you were talking about Comic Smack. When you wanted to develop Comic Smack. And I was like, dude, it would be great. Like, if you could see, I mean, maybe in real time, not really, but whatever. It's because it's not the stock market like that. But, like, at least daily or weekly, hey, your comic collection, this is the changes. Maybe this dropped. This was...
Magazine every month you get a new one.
Yeah, but they were bullshit prices. It's been proven now that they inflated and hyperinflated various things in their
What
fucking
was
time.
Overstreet then?
Overstreet was the real guide, but the problem was back then it came out once a fucking year. It was always San Diego Comic Con. That was the release of it, and I'm surprised Overstreet never did that, because if Overstreet made an app,
Hold on, they had Overstreet magazine.
They have actually.
but they never made an app. Who buys a magazine?
They have an app.
And they had a
Is it
comic
any
buyer's
good?
guide?
A what?
Comic buyer's guide?
No.
Well, that wasn't Overstreet, but they had their own magazine for a little bit.
Cover price.
It wasn't
The
successful.
Comic Buyer's Guide was more about the new stuff, and maybe occasionally something that came up. But they were just like, this week, buy Hellboy.
Does update weekly.
Barbed Wire's hot.
Cover price does update weekly.
Wire.
Like when they made that announcement when Hugh Jackman and what's his face?
Deadpool.
Ryan Reynolds.
Well, but that was the
They
same
did that
cover
commercial.
price.
All of a sudden, I don't know about you, but did you move any Deadpool books?
Yeah,
Did
yeah,
you move any Wolverine books? A bunch of them sold.
yeah.
And they're like,
Right now, what's hot is that Wolverine 81, which is it? The first Deadpool, yeah. That's,
Wolverine versus.
I had 5 people come into the store this week asking for
looking
it.
for that?
One lady's like, I'm buying something for my husband. I'm like, yeah, sure. He's looking for Wolverine 81.
How'd
Yeah,
you know?
you know.
How'd you know?
Like, you're the 5th person to come in. We had it. We sold that book for $25. But it was like seldom came in. And especially in Wolverines at that time. Easily 50. It's easily going for $50, but now graded, it's a really top book, and it just keeps going up because it's the first time Wolverine and Deadpool fight. So now everybody's.
That
Yeah.
book used to be in a dollar bin.
Let's see if I had an app. That's what it'll come on. What books are hot this week? And then you have to touch the guy. You're like, oh shit, I gotta touch the guy and see what hot books there are.
I just realized Wolverine didn't have his animation in that issue.
So yeah, Raul, there's different apps out there, obviously, that put your comic book in order. And any of them want to sponsor the show, that would be kind of cool.
COZ is the best one.
COZ is really good.
It was a go-to, but it's not. It's a spreadsheet. It's an active spreadsheet that's digital. It's good.
I
They,
enjoy
no,
it.
I
Cause-
enjoy it. They've done a lot on the app.
No, you know what's cool is like you put your collection in, and then it's like, hey, did you know there's a cover B for that issue? There's a C to that issue. Here's the special variant from this comic shop or this con. So you're like, oh shit, which is also like, fuck, now I got 5 more issues I gotta fucking buy for that one thing.
That's
That's
good
good.
for you.
Hmm?
That's good for you.
But you have idiots
If I have it
What?
for the completest. Well, 5 people are in the fucking room finally, so.
5 people.
5
Finally?
people. 5. Yeah, well, they're all crawling. It's Thursday, so we have to compete with football. We got to compete with, I don't know what the hell else is going on.
Is the Heat playing tonight by any chance?
No,
When do they start playing?
Next week.
I
Did they
think.
start their playoffs, their preseasons already?
No.
They're about to start, I think. Yeah,
No,
you're right.
some teams already
Yeah,
started
no,
playing.
some teams already, but the Heat aren't there.
All right, so let's start
Baseball-
reviewing
baseball
some
playoffs
comics.
tomorrow.
All right, so who read this? Dark Ride.
No, I didn't get to it. I was-
Anybody read this?
Nope.
So we have it up here for no reason.
That was nice.
Juan,
Yes.
shouldn't it be like sort of like a policy, almost like if it's less than 10 people, what's the point of doing a show? Should it be at least 10 people or more?
If I did that, I would never do a fucking show.
Really?
Yeah.
People watch it afterwards.
People watch it afterwards. We have a lot of people. We put it on YouTube. We have an actual following on food YouTube. Not great, not wonderful.
But I thought the whole thing, watching it,
We're-
to say, hold this for me.
No, but I didn't.
No, that's our Tuesday
No,
shows.
but we do
When
some
Gold
too.
breaks 10 viewers sometimes.
Yes. The last one had 14 viewers.
Okay.
So that
sold
one,
a lot of books, man.
and we sold a lot of books.
Yeah.
So this is more our comic review show. This is laid back. This is like HBO After Dark.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's like I might tell you to come on Thursdays and not Tuesdays.
Okay.
Because Tuesdays is business. There's no funny shit.
No fun. on
These guys want to like
Tuesdays.
come out and do like a fucking. This is my dance.
No fun Tuesdays.
Mm.
All right.
Okay.
So first up, Scott Snyder and Francisco Francavella's Night of the Ghoul.
Ooh, that was a long book.
I don't know why you chose to read this right before the thing. None of us did that because we were like, it's gonna be a hard longer.
I wish I could have had a little bit more time to like enjoy it. It's really a deep read. You got to read it. There's these guys that are looking for a director who created a film, and he's in a hospice, and it's called The Night of the Ghoul. And unfortunately, you don't know this guy's crazy that's in this hospice dying. or it's real. But then this kid gets lost in the hospice and he sees some weird shit. The kid that he brought with him, his son, he brought his son with him because he went, oh, we're gonna meet this guy. It's gonna be fucking awesome. This director, he made this movie, and these guys actually found the movie that never got released. It was a legendary movie, and supposedly it got burned during the studio production. So the reason I wanted to read this book is because this book just got picked up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a deep read. It's not a book that you're gonna read in and out, and you have to really sit there, look at the art, look at the story, and understand what you're reading, because there's a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
And they're jumping from the movie to where they're at now, and then the kid, and there's a lot of jump scenes in this book. So you got to keep pace with it. Very good book. I'm not going to give it a pick of the week. Scott Snyder did a very good job on this.
Do you want to read that issue too?
Yes. Obviously want to read issue
So
2.
do I. It was good.
But with a lot more time. I need more time instead of rushing through it, so I could enjoy it, because I read it right now pretty fast. Good book. At the end, the old man, I'll ruin it. The old man thinks that the people that are in the hospital are ghouls that are taking care of him.
Okay.
You don't know that at the end it's something that you don't know if the guy's crazy or not, because the guy seems fucking crazy. But
That's every day of my life with you.
Exactly. So I really recommend it. It's a dark story. It's horror. It's kind of Twilight Zone-ish.
Is the old man a World War veteran or something?
No, he's a movie producer, director. And he
Yeah.
made this movie.
How was the art?
I love the art. I love that style art.
Like Francavilla is really good. He has like a simple style, but it's
Okay,
like heavy
and
big
it
brush.
works with the story.
Yeah.
And the coloring works with the story.
Yeah, I see
falls
what you're
into
talking about.
place. It's a really well done book. I do give it.
It's a hefty book.
It is a 5-star book, but it's a long read, guys.
Well,
It's a hefty
you're
book.
on a horror thing. I mean, I know it's a goblin, but what's the difference between a goblin and a ghoul? I mean, what's
A ghoul is an undead being, really. A ghoul is
zombie?
like, yeah, it's a flesh. No, well, zombies technically aren't flesh eating. They're just undead and they're just animated and they're coming at you. A ghoul actually eats flesh, and it's like a vampire eats flesh.
Yeah.
That's what it is. A vampire sucks blood. A ghoul takes flesh. Most of the time, you're like a shitty vampire. That's as far as my own interpretation of it. If you wanted me to do an interpretation, now for my interpretive dance of a
Ralph
ghoul.
Jimenez is claiming this book.
I'm sold. Look at that. John sold the book.
No, it's a good book.
No, it should be. Look, Scott Snyder is not a fucking bad writer.
No.
And Francisco Francavilla is a very good artist. Like, there's some stuff. I hate when he does covers, because some of the covers either look like they told him what to draw, and it sucks, because this is a good cover. I like
That's a
it.
good cover.
That's
But
a good cover. So he does covers for other books, like he did a Batman one a while ago, and some other ones. Ah, look at you, Nick. You're learning. You're learning, boy.
That cover,
One day this will all be yours.
that image of the cover,
in due time?
that's from the movie. That's the scene of the movie. And it's like it's based on, I don't remember if it's World War I or World War II. I think it's World War II, if I'm not mistaken. It's based on World War II.
Yeah,
Actually,
and there's a lot of lost films like that. There's films that are being found now because some of these studios are closing. They're selling their archives. They don't want to digitize some of this shit, so people are picking these up and they're like finding crazy shit.
This is a film that supposedly never got released, and the old man said, "Did you see it? Did you watch it?" No, and it's like something happens at the end, so there's a mystery about that.
There's been a couple
And
of
the end of the movie is missing, and the old man is telling me, "You get me out of here, I'll take you to where the end of the movie's at."
okay.
Almost like The Ring or something.
Okay, so issue
Watching the
2,
video.
you want to read the issue 2. All right, cool to know. Ralph's picked it up.
They got picked up for a movie or something?
They got
Ro Madera says he could be a better writer. His work is meh.
picked up.
And that's how he said it too. He went, he could be a better
They got
writer.
picked up for what again?
The work is meh.
Look at Key Collector.
And like that. He left his mouth open.
Where's the Key Collector?
That's Ro Madero's right now.
Hey.
All right. Next up, Sweetie, the candy vigilante from Dynamite.
Let me call it right now. John's pick of the week.
That's John's pick.
I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was a fun book.
Uh-huh.
Told you.
John, you just read this incredible horror story, and then you jumped to Sweetie. Sweetie reminds me back in the 80s, like a quick independent style.
Right to release.
Mm?
Okay, I have a small piece in my heart still left, and love for bad girl books. Okay, this is a bad girl book. If you enjoy bad girl books that are a little bit over the top, this book is for you. The character is great looking. The art, what do you think of the art? You read the book too?
I read the book. The art, it's
I got intruder. What do you mean read? There's not much to read.
Oh yeah, they got a few dialogues. But the art was good. It gave me a real indie feel.
Oh yeah, it is.
There's an indie feel to it.
It's Dynamite, right?
Is what?
Is it Dynamite who did it? Or?
Dynamite. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm looking at her. I see Harley Quinn. I see Lady Death. Apparently she's a vampire as well. And
yeah, you get a little bit of everything. Yeah, it's Harley Quinn, Lady Death, Vampirella, all in one. It's a fun book.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you not enjoy it?
Yeah, because it's like funny. I'm like, let's see what's gonna happen next. These guys are sticking around and watching all this violence.
Storytelling's not horrible.
Yeah.
Some of the art is.
I enjoyed the art. I thought the art was.
There's
solid.
some parts that are cagacious, though.
I thought it was-
There's some that I am like,
Jesus.
lo cagaron on a
I
página.
love the cover.
Well,
This Christmas tree is from somebody's kindergarten
No, but it
fucking
turns
drawing.
into a monster. It turns into
I don't care if it turns into fucking Don Stamos. That shit is fucking. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing. It's not horrendous, but okay, out of 5?
I give it 3.5.
I get it 4, man.
It's a John 4, but a Jude 3.5.
And a Leo 3.
And a Leo 3. Come on, but it's a fun book.
Well, look, as a standard, 3 means you can read this, right? Like it's a book. It's a book. You can read it.
More sequential than anything.
Well, that was not bad. I got to flip through it and everything. Look, Anthony's looking at it like a curious bear coming out of the woods.
It's like a one shot. The way it ends, like a one shot.
Because you know what? Sometimes they don't know if the second issue is gonna come out.
No, but
They're like,
they're advertising
yeah.
issue 2 in it.
So then when people say, "Well, issue 2, we got it in 1. We don't need an issue 2. Get out of here! I'm a genius." You know, because God knows that they're gonna get it up. Fabian says, "What's up with Dynamite? Dozens of variant covers of a bunch of bad girl books because they're married, but they're known for that.
That's
you know,
all they do.
and I would dare say, like, at least they're not Zenoscope.
Oh, that's another one. Yeah.
Zenoscope is just woof,
Yeah.
but they're woof.
But
Like
they got covers.
they're a lot of
At least they're not doing those Pooh books.
Which one?
Pooh. Winnie the Pooh.
What was that about? You guys were talking about?
Seen that?
No.
Oh my god.
We don't order Zenoscope. Nobody asked for it.
Nobody asked for it, and I don't. You know, I want to fucking sully our aisles with that shit. I mean, it's just caca, dude. The only ones that were good was Robin Hood, that was drawn by our friend. What's his name?
The Chinese
Drawn by your friend?
Yeah, our
That's why
buddy.
you saying it's good.
Well, it was actually good. It was good. It was actually good. Yeah, it had some good artwork and everything else, but the rest of it was gaseous. So, all right. What do you think, Anthony, as you flip through it?
I was gonna download the free MP3.
There's a free MP3.
There's a free MP3.
Yeah, what are you gonna
But
go to
then,
Napster?
no, but then it goes. Please enter your PayPal information. I'm like, no, I'm not falling for this.
Again.
Not with
All
another
right. So
batch.
it's a solid 3. Don't be reading books in the middle of the podcast.
No, but Junkyard Joe was actually really good.
All right. Anyway, we're gonna move on to the next one. The Joker, the man who stopped laughing. 1. Matthew Rosenberg was the writer. We knew him. He was a nice person. Matthew Rosenberg.
Oh.
His Substack's actually pretty good. He does some podcasts on it and everything.
Go with
Yeah,
cream cheese
yeah.
and lard.
Well, his name's Matthew Rosenberg.
I enjoyed the artwork in it. All of it was phenomenal to me.
Well,
I thought the story was very well done as well.
I was like, I went in with holding my breath because I go, look, man, you know, it's a Joker book, but it's another Joker book.
Yeah.
I didn't read too much of the last series. It looked really promising. I didn't read too much of it, but it's also like, oh, okay, this is pretty much another Batman book. So as soon as you see that, you're like, fuck. But Matthew Rosenberg's a good writer, and so far he's done some stuff with Wolverine. He's done some stuff with other characters, especially in the Marvel universe, and it's been good. And his indie work is really good, so I gave it a chance. Fucking good. Damn good book. I enjoyed reading it. It's a new, fresh play for fucking Joker. He's being the threat that he is. I kind of liked how he's like, he moves in, he kills this small mafia fucking family, kind of moved back into Gotham. Two-Face is there, Black Mask is there, Riddler's there. And they're like, oh, you killed some low-level fucks and you think you can just move back into Gotham? And he's like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm not doing this. And he just fucking walks away.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it was so uncharacteristic of him. He ends up in L.A., takes out a mob boss over there, that decides to expand his world, and he's like, he wants to go up into the world of world-threatening villain. And he's throwing down. And it's so much so that the best scene, I think it was cool, was to see Lex Luthor, like, boss, have you seen it? He's like, shut up. And he's watching, and it's like, oh shit, like Joker's throwing down. You know, so he's like, fuck that, I'm tired of being a small fry, I'm gonna go big. So this is Joker going big. And that to me is like kind of a cool thing.
He's gonna get the Infinity Gauntlet next.
I don't know. I mean, that's
Universe.
a...
Or whatever the DC version of the Infinity.
Yeah,
The Mobius chair.
he got bit by a rubber chicken, got his powers. Fucking whoopee cushion. He would put a whoopee cushion on the Mobius chair. Joker man. And I like they mentioned Miami in there.
Yeah,
Because they killed all these head mobs in Miami. I'm like, oh, cool. All right, we got to include it in there.
Cleaned up the streets finally.
Right. If they wanted it genuine, it should have been like, hey, at the payaso, okay? You know, like, este tipo. You
It
know.
was great. The storytelling was great. The art was awesome.
Yeah.
It took me by surprise. I always give a book that the art looks great to Jude just to get his 2 cents.
Yeah.
He's like, God damn!
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's work!
Well, it's like 3D backgrounds, right?
Well, yeah, that's what I appreciate about the books, which I've been screaming at you this for the longest. Even back in the days, I said, yo, Juan, we're going to be dinosaurs.
Yeah.
We're going to have to start incorporating the technology with art today, the 3D backgrounds with your gritty art. You could really hook it up, and time would be so put to use so much faster with backgrounds already pre-existing.
Yeah.
As you're saying this, I'm hearing Juan's like, hello, darkness.
No, I have my iPad. I've been doing digital shit. I've been doing the kayfabe-tober.
Tell them what you
I've
told
been
me.
doing it. I got
Drawing
new
in
brushes.
bed, right?
I was drawing in bed. I can sit there and draw a comic in bed. I watch TV with my girl. She falls asleep. I stay up because I'm not fucking sleepy, and I can just be.
Yep.
And I'm there like, oh. I finished watching Demon Slayer the other day. Now I'm watching Spy Family. Oh, I finished watching fucking My Hero Academia. I'm like catching up on all my shows.
New season
Well,
started.
well, what?
My Hero Academia.
Well, when?
Which dropped yesterday, or the day before yesterday.
What? God damn it! I just finished 6.
Yeah.
Well, fuck Bleach. I'm not doing Bleach.
Oh no, it's the final arc. It's awesome.
Yeah, but the cool thing about the merger with 3D and the 2D stuff in this comic book is that the 3D is not in your face. It melds in perfectly with the.
Yeah, you have to look and you have to know what you're looking at.
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't see the 3D.
Yeah. Well, I didn't see it until it was mentioned, and I go, yeah, it is.
No.
That's the major thing. And not only that, look, even with a computer, even with all that, you still gotta know what you're fucking doing. You still gotta know how to draw.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times I get irked, and that's the amazing thing. I'll look at something I inked, and I'm like, why is this not fucking working? I'm like, the lines are too thick here, the lines are too thin there, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, all right, cool. And then I can just go, undo. Oh, fucking cool. And then you can go back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the thing, too. You still gotta know the principles of drawing before going in there. I think it's going to be funny for a lot of artists. It happens to me. There's times I was drawing my sketchbook and I'm like, I can just undo. Oh, God, what am I talking about? Like, what am I fucking talking about? Like, I can't undo. I just, fuck.
Yeah. But you can just draw over it, though.
Yeah. Well, there's always white. There's always whiteout. There's always gluing a piece of paper on top of it. That's the old school way. When that panel looked like shit,
That's the
you know,
whole
I remember going and just draw on top of it. So that works. But yeah, this was a fabulous fucking beginning. I thought it was really fucking good. I'm excited. I want to read the second issue. This is my pick of the week. 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
I'm torn because there's another book in the pile.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna get a 5 out of 5.
I have some close ones. A lot of them are close.
That's a
But
5 out of 5. It's not my pick of the week though.
it's a good week for comics this week.
And it's a $6 book. Jesus.
Yeah. Well, it's because those are the hardcovers, though. Because if not, it would be a regularly $5 book. But it's a thick book. It's thicker artwork. Yeah, comics. Comics are. I was just saying the other day, it's the $4 and $5 day. Man, we might be at the $5 or $6
So
day.
you saying you're thinking one book. Some people like variants, so that's like $6 a pop.
Well, I have those guys. They go
got
in. They
4
come in.
variants?
They want to buy all the variants. They're gonna blow $24 on variants.
God damn.
You know,
I blew the money.
you blow a lot of things.
I'm
Yeah.
at the table right now, man.
Uh,
Can't can't say that.
Hey, it's Fawad's in the room.
Oh shit.
Where are you, Fawad?
When is he gonna text me about his car?
Are there any Star Wars books this week?
No, I don't think so. For what? He just shits on all the Star Wars books. You know, like the fucking Star Wars minute. So pick of the week, guys. Really good. Read it if you get a chance.
Heads up. That's a David Nakayama cover, and it's a regular. His covers always go
Up.
up.
We had the foil, but we're out of foil.
Yeah.
We have the Libramejo, we have the regular, and we have the sketch cover if you want a sketch cover for like me and Jude.
How much are the sketch covers?
$50.
$50.
It starts at $50.
Starts at.
Only $50.
We could give you a Frank Miller special for cheaper than that.
The Frank Miller drawing.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I like Frank Miller. Stop.
The Frank Miller special.
Yeah, well. Next up, 3 Keys from Image Comics, number 1. I didn't read it.
I read it.
Uh-huh.
Starts off a little strange because you're like, okay, what's going on?
Uh-huh.
Then you come into the real world and you follow your main character, which is the lady in the cover. Her name is Noah, and she runs a comic book store. She's your clerk
Poor
at comics.
dumb bastard.
Unfortunately, it's not realistic because she's not overweight and round, but
Yeah. In Miami-Dade County, you have to be called Juan.
yeah. And then turns
That's a
out
quirky
that
joke.
She's got like what's that one from that guy from Invincible, the Beast guy?
Battle Beast, yeah.
Wild Battle Beast. She's got like a Battle Beast character helping her out fighting kaiju type monsters from another world.
Okay.
So that's what's happening there.
Yeah.
As to what's really going on, I don't know. It sounds like a little guayaba, like a big hot mess. So bottom line, like the title says, it's 3 keys, so it's gonna get 3 out of 5. Move along.
So Fawad says, I'm trapped in a mansion in Baltimore shooting an action TV show with Zoe Saldana and Nicole Kidman.
Oh,
Missing you guys like I'd miss a foot full of ingrown nails.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah. Fucking, yeah. Yeah, that should be a warning to Zoe Saldana and Nicole Kidman. You're in a house with Fawad Siddiqui. Run. He's inside the house.
I'm gonna give you 2 ladies a high heel special.
Anyway, so what out of 5?
like the title says, 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5? So it's an okay read. You want to read issue 2? Are you like?
I want to see what the hell's going on.
Okay, so you left you
So it gets you
confused.
like that. It
And
gets you like
confused and weird.
that. Yeah.
Next up, I didn't read this. Gotham City Year 1, Issue 1. I wanted to read this. That was my
I started
foremost.
reading it,
I read it.
Okay.
but my ADD kicked in. I couldn't.
So it's a Tom King book.
I'm disabled.
He gave it to me 5 minutes before the show starts.
Mhm.
So, that being said, it's fucking Tom King, man. No, he gets a lot of bad rep with a lot of shit, but the writing's good. It's somewhat of a detective slash kidnapping slash Batman comes out at the end type story. I liked it. The art was interesting, I would say.
Because back in the day, like Ed Brubaker did a series called Gotham Central, and I'm like, when they did the TV show Gotham, I was like, oh fuck, this should be Gotham Central, you know?
And was it?
Nope. Gotham blows dog. I don't fucking care. I try to watch it all these different ways, and I like the actors that are in it. The guy who plays Bullock, he's like one of my favorite actors. He did a really cool private eye weirdo surf guy story from California before that was really fucking good. Only had a season, got fucked. It's called Terriers. It was really good. It was a good show. It was a badass show.
Gotham, the one
And he
on
drove an
Fox,
S2000 in it.
That's already over.
Wasn't Harvey Bullock the guy who did the taxi driver Eddie or something on MTV?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, right. Him.
Yeah. He's a good actor, man. I love that guy's shit.
What was his name?
I forget.
I just remember him from that, and I remember he was like an episode.
The power of technology. these days.
Well, how can we
was
sit
like
there
an
going,
episode-
"Duh," you know, like
An episode of Friends.
Donald Logue. Well, yeah, that's a name you're gonna remember. I can see that in the neon lights. Donald Logue. You know, but yeah, he's been in a bunch of cool shit, man. That guy's a great actor. And I thought because of him that the show was gonna be better, but it was a novella and it was a.
I don't know.
One of the guys on the show is Britney Spears' young Persian husband. Huh? Fawad. That was Fawad. Shouldn't Gotham Year 1 be like 1698? And it's, no, I guess it's like when all the shit starts happening and the weirdos come out. That's what I'm thinking. Gotham was a huge disservice to fans of Gotham Central, says Raul Maderos. Ralph Jimenez, was that Joker the first one in the series? Yes.
Yeah, it's a new series.
Get it, Ralph. It's very good. It was an awesome Batman, Superman, Mike Mignola story in the 90s, Detective Comics, Action Comics, once that dealt with an early Gotham City. Was great. Issue numbers. We need issue numbers, Fawad. You can't just say that. Claiming Joker, Ralph.
This is your pick of the week?
This is my pick of the week. I really enjoyed it.
This is Nick's pick of the week?
Concussion Nick. How many concussions does it get?
5 concussions out of 5.
5 concussions out of 5.
Wait, hold on.
It's fully retarded.
Wait.
Whoa.
Whoa.
5 out of 5.
That's
Five.
an Aaron Hernandez. Bro.
Yeah, this fucker can only make right turns. I mean,
5 out of 4.
this guy can only 5 out of 4 concussions.
I enjoyed
Ah, the Bermejo cover. You can pass me that one where the Joker is. Yeah, that one. That's the Bermejo cover. You got it, Ralph. So yeah, that makes sense on the Nick scale.
Yes, it does.
But it was a good book.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
So yeah, no, I mean, I want to fucking read it. I haven't been able to read it, so there you go. That's Nick's pick of the week. I'm gonna read it. I'll see you. I'll tell you guys if I dig it next week.
I just like that it wasn't too much Batman in the first issue at all. It was all.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
We have so little Batman.
Exactly.
There's only 14 titles on the wall.
Actually, hold up. You might be right about this.
So why would it have Batman? And it clearly shows it's not a Batman.
Because you gotta sell the comic book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
The one thing that can happen is somebody on the internet's like, there's no Batman in this book.
All right, you were so close.
He's in the end.
What?
It's 11.
11.
Wait, hold up. There might be more.
Yeah, so there.
Well,
Yeah. And that's like the ones I pick up anymore because some of them I don't pick up. Next up, from Image Comics, Junkyard Joe. This was a spin-off series from Geiger.
I just finished reading it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It has nothing to do with Geiger.
no.
Yeah. It's a spin-off series, though, because the comic, the cartoon you see of Junkyard Joe that comes out in the Geiger comic book was drawn.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's how it has nothing to do with the story.
Who gives a shit?
Okay, but this is a Vietnam story, and this is a robot that got sent to Vietnam. This book is really
It's
this is
first off, it's Gary Frank. Gary Frank is the shit.
pick of the week.
Now, this is the thing that gets me because
Can I say the other one's pick up? Did you read it? I did. That fucking book was amazing.
That book was fucking incredible.
well,
right?
Jeff Johns is this is proving that Jeff Johns is a damn good
Why
writer.
would you change it? Because I'm saying pick of the week. We can have the same pick of the week.
No, man, I don't want to be aligned with you.
All right. I'll give
That's
Sweetie-
like docking or something. Like
I'll
it's like
give
touching
Sweetie the pick of the
penises,
week,
you know. Like,
but, you know, deep down inside,
I'm just fucking with you.
it's
this
like
is
you're.
my pick of the week too.
Now listen, one of my favorite movies. Actually, I like all war movies. What can I say?
Yeah.
It's a war story.
hmm
Oh wait, what's your?
It's a Vietnam story.
War movie you talking about?
Shit.
Hamburger Hill.
It's like a Vietnam. It's
It reminds me of Full Metal Jacket. It reminds me of Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now is a hard watch though.
Well,
I can't say it's like what 3 hours, long, and that one is.
And it's another.
whatever.
And don't forget Casualties of War.
I
AD,
got brain damage.
HD, AD, HD, AD.
That's one
Woo!
with
This thing has a great story. Great art.
Mhm.
And it gives you like a little bit of like what could have been or maybe what happened with Vietnam, because you get all the way to the end. Nixon's in it too.
Yeah.
Oh, Raul wanted the Bermejo. All right.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
I'm gonna take a Junkyard Joe.
There's like a huge.
There's a scene that
Which one?
where I don't want to spoil it.
When they all get killed?
It's a good one.
I mean, it's Vietnam.
His interaction with the little kid.
Oh,
Nah.
there was a really hardcore scene.
Yeah, I didn't want to spoil it though for anybody.
I don't want to spoil it, but there's this hardcore scene in there
Mm-hmm.
that it's just one panel,
Mm-hmm.
and it involves Junkyard Joe and a kid,
Uh-huh.
and the kid is a Vietnamese. So I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
and that was hard.
Yeah, no,
But you know what? War is not,
well, that's what the whole thing about it. That's the whole idea, and the ending too makes me wonder where it's going.
Well, this
because it's going to
robot
continue.
Is becoming somewhat human. That's
Sentient.
All, sentient, okay, and he's developing, I guess, emotion. You would say because he feels or sympathy or empathy.
He's in there with the platoon. It's him and his crew and the troops, and they're on the ground. Everything goes to shit like it always does in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Literally, it goes to
Okay, the twist is they don't know he's a robot.
No,
until that's the twist is that he's like in some kind of he jumps on a grenade for them, and he shoots out the Viet Cong and everything else. See, I had like a fucking when I was in high school, I got into like fucking Vietnam shit really hardcore. I started reading like Hamburger Hill, I read Charlie's Company, all these fucking books on it.
Damn.
And I was it was a weird thing. I don't know why I got into it. For a bit, I was like, I'm gonna go into the army, all this shit. It was like a weird fucking thing I got into. And
movies like Top Gun and all this stuff.
I mean, I was part of the G.I. Joe fucking generation, but I thought it was like this thing, and I had half my family's Marines, my other half is fucking Air Force, the Cuban side are Air Force, and and other services. So I always respect the armed services a lot because of it. That being said, when you read that shit and you understand it, that's what I always say, if you're gonna go into the armed services, watch something like Full Metal Jacket and understand what they're gonna fucking put you through.
I like at the end of the book, after the story ends, they have a lot of stuff that has to do with the service.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jeff John or Gary Frank are veterans or if their families are veterans, but I thought it was very nice that they had that.
Yeah, and they treat it as what it is. And it's more and more recognized. Vietnam was a fucking stupid, dumb political war to get into.
So this guy's a double pick of the week. Like that. You don't always get that.
I would say, just for fanboy reasons, I'm going to keep my Joker as my fucking pick of the week. But this is another 5 for me. And the other reason why is Gary Frank's artwork in this is fucking phenomenal.
Oh,
Phenomenal. Every page is a beautiful. It's worth going back and looking at it because you want to look at the artwork and what he drew and what he didn't draw. Hey, by the way, wasn't the doctor guy that was treating him at the end? Didn't that look like Hawkeye from MASH?
I didn't notice that.
I kind of looked at him and I go, it's not exact. It's not exact, but it's.
It might be.
I was like, that's Hawkeye from MASH. That's it. At the end, when the guy's already in the hospital, you're going back. You're going to go forward. Past that.
Oh. Yeah, Alan Alda, in a way,
A little bit.
Yeah. I was like, that's fucking Hawkeye from MASH.
That's cool. But remember, MASH is a Vietnam, not the Vietnam, it was
Korean.
Korean War.
Yeah. Yeah, but come on, man. The baby episode, the chicken episode. Did you remember that one? When Hawkeye's there talking to the psychiatrist and they wouldn't shut up the chicken?
As a kid, I didn't like watching.
When it came on, that music was depressing.
Yeah, I would change
Ding, ding, ding,
You ever heard the lyrics to that song?
Nah.
Suicide is painless.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
It's a fucked up song.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Juan, by the way, you were right. It was 15.
What?
Batman books on the wall.
Okay. I know my shit.
Yeah, pick of the week on this book, I enjoy
all right,
Sleep,
hold
but
on.
This one's way better.
Raul is taking a Junkyard Joe. Do we have any more Junkyard Joe on the wall?
No.
No.
It's gonna take that one.
Is there any more Junkyard Joe on the wall? Oh, shit. And then Raul's taking this one, but Freebie wanted one, and so we're going to get more.
Gotta get another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me one.
You want one too?
And add it to the list.
Right.
Yeah.
So crazy is that 2 books that I read that weren't on my pool, I added them to the pool, which is Junkyard Joe.
Oh, Junkyard
That's why you got to tune into the show, folks.
Yeah.
We don't bullshit. We don't bullshit. We fucking tell people.
Oh shit, it's the week of Jay.
Yeah.
If it sucks, we'll tell you it sucks.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
We're trying to sell this shit sometimes, and we're the first ones that I don't know.
Is Earth Divers in that pot?
Yeah,
Earth Divers, that's my pick of the week.
we're getting there. We're getting there.
Like I said, we'll read them so you don't have to.
If they suck, we'll tell
That'd be
you. Don't
awesome.
worry about it.
How could these guys look at him and assume that he's not a robot? They thought he was a regular guy.
No,
Well, he wasn't tired. He had like flesh on him.
Job.
Oh,
His skin fell off after he jumped.
Oh, is that a Terminator reference?
That's a Blade Runner. Well, they ended up using it in Battlestar Galactica. But
Skin job.
they got that from Blade Runner.
but the cover has his clothes all intact.
Yeah, well, you didn't hear.
The grenade.
He jumped on a grenade, and then his skin blew off.
But it's close to
Yes.
Yes,
Yes. That's how comics work.
yes,
Okay.
exactly. That's comic book logic. Come on.
All right, okay.
The artist said, "I ain't trying no robot parts.
That's probably what it was.
Clothes and rags are easier. I just
See
go."
this?
Comic book logic is the same as cartoon logic. Remember the Roadrunner? There was only gravity if you look down.
Yeah.
And then he would
That's what got you. Donald Duck had no pants.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yet he's talking to Daisy Duck, who has a dress.
Exactly.
The fuck is going on there? I can't go outside without pants. That's what the cops told me.
Donald Duck can.
But Goofy's fully clothed.
And Goofy's supposed to be like a cow, but he's not.
What is a dog?
Because he's dating a fucking cow in the cartoons.
Actually, in the Goofy movie, his wife is like a human. Look it up.
I don't know. I didn't watch
The
it.
Goofy movie with his kid and everything, and then they mentioned that he's a widow.
But Pluto is an actual real dog.
And Goofy walked Pluto in the first time that they showed it.
What kind of shit is that, bro? What kind of logic is
Dog,
that?
dog.
Yeah.
This is why this country is where it is.
Woohoo.
In SpongeBob, there's a squirrel that wears
Yeah, the astronaut.
an astronaut suit under
Okay,
the
but that's
water.
for her to have oxygen.
Well, I mean,
It's a deep sea diving suit.
look, in the lyric, on the beginning, he says he lives in a pineapple under the sea. Fuck it. You know, already logic's out the fucking window.
She blows bubbles. in
Well,
the
no, a
ocean.
pineapple can stay under the sea.
But she has a helmet on.
You never blew bubbles?
Yeah, but not with a helmet on.
He's back in town. He wants to, back in town. He wants your number.
You can't even think about that show because look at Mr. Krabs. He has a freaking whale daughter. Well, that makes it's adoption.
Exactly.
It's sugar daddy. Okay.
Love is love, bro. Have you learned that yet? I mean,
Love knows no boundaries.
all right. Next up, Saturday Morning Adventures.
I want to read that one.
Oh, wait for our review. All right. Long story short, for all intents and purposes, this is like an episode of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Exactly.
The cartoon.
The cartoon.
How was that?
And if you're not into the cartoon, do not read this fucking thing. That being said, I did not have fun reading it, but after reading Junkyard Joe, after reading MiracleMan, which we'll get to soon, and reading the Joker, my palate was not ready for this. You know, like, I was not in the right setting or
I would
mood.
have started out reading the books.
Yeah.
With that one, it would have been okay. But it's like I really didn't want to go back to Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it felt like, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So for all intents and purposes, like again, I always say there's some books that I go, 12-year-old Juan would love this. 12-year-old Juan would be like, oh, geez, this is really sweet, guys. You're like, yeah, it's like,
But it's definitely a book to
I look like Ñoño, really.
It's
Yeah, I look like a Ñoño. When I was little, my mom would put me in corduroys in Florida. Corduroys. You kind of sweating.
In the 80s, quarters was a shit.
Yeah, I was a
Quarters, right?
I was a Sears
matching
Portrait
jacket too.
There you go.
Sears Portrait Studio kid.
Cool. I didn't get one of
Dude, I
those.
just remember I got in a fight as a little kid, and the guy went to kick me in the balls. See, it's not a show if somebody doesn't hit the camera once.
He's all right.
I got kicked in the balls with corduroy on, and I did not feel it. I did not feel it. I was fine.
Quarters is pretty tough.
Yeah.
Listen, corduroys are coming back again, by the way.
What? No.
Yes.
Oh, God.
How?
Corduroys are coming back again.
Unless Kanye West
Everything.
wears
Was,
it.
yeah.
Let him wear it, then everybody
Let me
wears
tell you something. I love Kanye West. Kanye West is a genius.
What the hell?
And he should
Somebody let the air out of the tires.
He should run for political office, and I would vote for Kanye West.
Because he wore White Lives
No,
Matter. That's
no,
why it is.
that's-
That's
Has nothing to do with that.
Really?
Kanye West, since the beginning, he was a
I will tell you
drug
this. Word on the street how it is. People are starting to bitch and complain. People from Minneapolis themselves, from the black community, are calling Black Lives Matter out, and they're calling them bullshit.
Oh, no,
They collected 35
We've been
million.
doing that. We've been seeing the direction it was going that. So that's
They
nothing
bought a
new.
mansion.
But-
They called it for
Yeah, they bought it in LA.
yeah.
But who the fuck are they? Who's they? You know, like,
It's a
I hate it when they say it's a group. There's fuckers in the group. Put the names of the fuckers.
It's every other organization in this country. Name one that doesn't do that.
Yeah. Well, because the thing is that look, it was like a long time ago they attacked the CEO of the American Red Cross because he got $300 million one fucking year or something crazy like that, and they're like, oh, how the fuck is he gonna get it? Blah 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 blah. Well, what happened is that he was able, with his connection and everything, raise over like $1 billion for the organization. So you gotta have a payoff, man. You know. So because of that, come on, you know. But at least you're doing more good than harm. But if you're just straight up stealing from the people, so that's the thing too. I don't like them because they're fucking communists. That's my biggest fucking problem with BLM. They're communists as fuck. They don't fucking listen to anybody. They go and praise Venezuela. They praise Cuba. Fuck them guys. Right there, you fuck them. Well, I don't know about the Democratic Party. That's a whole other matter.
Alright, so
Fuck
back to
beer,
this.
Alexandria
Well, the important thing is Raul Madero said it. All that friction can cause crotch fires. Right? And it's true when you have corduroys on and you're running.
Yeah, that's it was lesbian.
So anyway, if you're into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, especially the cartoons,
Nigerian immigrant.
That's how this works.
It's been happening for a while already.
Yes.
back in the day, it was a nice 69.
Posing like that.
I know, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What
It was 3 women that found it.
That's why I
What?
voted.
3 women.
There you go. That was the fucking problem.
Melanie.
Dude looks like
3 women.
Abercrombie
I can't read that.
model.
No,
I can't read the name.
yeah.
There's three lesbian women that started.
You should be the new face for Colt 45. You should be like the guy like that. Drink a Colt 45. That's Billy D. Williams hot. Come on.
I drink it already. If you're the face of it, I'll drink it even more. Oh, we're talking about the drink or the
Come out like metrosexual.
What about both?
See,
You
do great.
wanted to be woke and came out like metrosexual or something like that.
Bro, he's
He's older than shit. He probably didn't even know where he was.
He didn't even know what he was saying, man. He was just gone.
Who?
Yeah,
He was
Billy
saying he
Dillon.
was gender fluid.
Who?
Billy D. Williams.
Yeah.
Billy Williams.
Yeah.
And
He's stupid, right?
Nah, come on.
He just
Doing
wanted to be
it-
loved.
No, he did. He did.
Doing
He
it-
did. And it was like, I'm like, what? But I'm like,
was
he's
trying to
old as
get
fuck. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Keep hitting the camera.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, man, you like
Excuse me.
Who sat Anthony next to the camera?
He sends it out the
Leo.
south down.
Yeah.
Leo said, I don't sit next to racists.
Mm.
John, they keep bringing that up on you, man. Why they calling you
No,
that?
not racist. I meant Republicans. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
You're a Republican, you're a racist. That's it.
So what do you say with the turtle book?
Anyway, so if you like fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and you like the cartoons, this is the book to read. It will be a 5 out of 5 for you. If you're a Ninja Turtles fan, 5 out of 5. For me, it was a 3.5. It was fun to go through it, but it's exactly like a cartoon. Exactly like a. So, get it if you can. And this is the Kevin Eastman cover, which I did like. So, yeah.
And speaking of cartoons,
Well, next up, MiracleMan #0. The little anthology book that they put together celebrating MiracleMan. It reads like beat fucking poetry. Like if you're into Dadaism, this is a good book to fucking read. See, cultured guy got it. You guys just looked at me like, yeah, you guys. Dadaism was a movement that was all nonsense. It was like everything is art and nothing is art. They came in the turn of the century. You didn't know either, motherfucker. You just looked at there like,
Dadaism is.
yeah, you were like,
I took art appreciation the first year, the first time I dropped out of college.
Exactly.
Well, when I picked that book up, I was like, oh, cool, Miracle Man. Then he goes to me, Marvel Man?
Remember when?
Yeah, I thought they would just end up calling him Marvel Man.
I don't know. I mean, you know, I know.
So what's
I
the
think
history
he,
with this guy?
if I remember, it wasn't Neil Gaiman owned it, and then he got it.
I was gonna clear it up. The thing I remember it being that Neil Gaiman sued Todd McFarlane over Angela.
Mm-hmm. That's when he brought Angela over to Marvel. He won the case.
He won, and I think he brought over Angela, so to help Marvel help him raise money to also get MiracleMan away from Todd McFarlane. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole Wikipedia article I got to read.
Juan, tell me this. They make such a big deal about this character, Miracle Man. Everybody trying to fight over this character, Miracle Man. And you wonder why they haven't at least update the character yet. That
Because
costume, I mean, even the fucking logo, horrible. I mean,
It was like an abandoned character.
yeah,
Well, you know what it was is that he was the indie Superman. All right.
Yeah, Alan Moore.
Everybody had their Superman to kind of pull from.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like when Marvel made the Sentry, that was like their way of going, oh, look, we have a Superman too. you know, whatever. But it was like, meh, you know, it didn't land right. MiracleMan has a lot of mileage on it. Plus, Alan Moore touched it. Like that. And it became gold.
You are worthy.
It was only like 25 issues. Like, I remember it was basically the guy who originally created it. This other company in Britain just started creating it, and the guy was so poor he couldn't sue for the rights. He's like, hey, you stole my character. And I'm like, okay, sue us, you poor bastard. That's the way.
Jesus Christ. So, yeah, in 1953...
Dick Angelo was the guy's name, right?
Dick Anglo?
Or Dick Anglo.
Yeah.
Damn, I knew it was Ick Anglo.
Mick Anglo.
Mick Anglo.
Dick was his brother. He had the transmissions place down the block. Originally known as Marvel Man. He was originally known as a fictional superhero, appears in comic books first published by L. Miller and Sons Limited.
Man.
Created in 1954 by writer-artist Mick Anglo for publisher L. Miller and Sons as a United Kingdom homegrown substitute for the American character Captain Marvel. The original series ran until 1963. It was revived in 1982 in a dark postmodern reboot by Alan Moore with later contributions by Neil Gaiman. So that was like one of the things. And then it gets into a fucking saga here about the Gaiman years, the this and that ownership battle. In 1996, Todd McFarlane purchased Eclipse creative assets, including the purported MiracleMan rights, for a total of $25,000. 2001, McFarlane said that he owned all the rights related to MiracleMan, dismissing Neil Gaiman's claims to co-ownership, and announced that the character would appear in Hellspawn. McFarlane introduced Mick Moran, MiracleMan's alter ego, in Hellspawn 6, with the alleged intention of returning MiracleMan himself in Hellspawn 13. McFarlane included MiracleMan in his section of what was a long-delayed Image 10th anniversary book. Ooh, surprise there. He released a MiracleMan code cast statue as well as a 4-inch scale action figure that was partnered with Spawn and a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive 2-pack. It had been McFarlane's intention to use the character in his core title. Since the hardcover story became a direct tie-in to the events of Spawn 150 and beyond, MiracleMan was changed into a mysterious new character known as the Man of Miracles. His appearance as MiracleMan is explained by a Man of Miracles' ability to shapeshift and the fact that the people see him as they wish. In 2001, Gaiman formed Marvels and Miracles LLC, a company that was I don't know, I think you want me to get into all this shit.
Man, my question is, why they haven't
legal
updated the costume?
longer.
Why they haven't updated it?
I don't know.
Okay, so it emerged in 2009 that the original creator Mick Anglo had retained the rights to Marvel Man from the beginning, meaning that the purchase of those rights by Quality Communications, Eclipse, and McFarlane were illegitimate. Damn. At the San Diego Comic-Con 2009, Marvel Comics announced that they had purchased the rights to Marvel Man, one of the most important comic book characters in decades, quote, from Mick Anglo. In 2010, a Marvel Man Classic Primer one-shot was published, featuring new art and interviews with Mick Anglo, and the other that Mike is his cousin. He runs the other shop. In July 2010, a new ongoing series called Marvel Man's Family Finest launched, reprinting Marvel Man's Greatest Adventures. And yeah, so now since Marvel Comics, since 2013, they've been announcing about solidifying the MiracleMan rights. I think Neil Gaiman had something to do with it too. There was some other purported stuff. There's a lot of stories that are written by Grant Morrison, and then there's some other stuff that was illustrated by Joe Quesada. It was joined by a brand new story by Peter Milligan and Mike Allred. So everything was supposedly doing the golden age, and now on June 24th, 2022, Marvel Man was announced that Neil Gaiman and Mark Buckingham would complete MiracleMan: The Silver Age beginning in October of the same year. We're back! And after 30 years away, it's both thrilling and terrifying, Buckingham said. Neil and I have had these stories in our heads since 1989, and so it is amazing to finally be on the verge of sharing them with our readers. So, there you go.
Bullshit.
I remember.
Why did he call it bullshit?
I think it's a silly character.
I remember the trade paperback from Marvel Man back like in 2000 was going for.
I think we have one down there. We have one of the hardcovers.
No, I meant when like nobody could even republish them.
Yeah.
When all that was going on.
Yeah.
The trade paperback was going for like $100.
Yeah.
Like these were like these hidden, supposedly masterpiece stories, and.
Well, there were some that I remember. Cartoonist Kayfabe to I think it's number 9. That is considered one of the most violent comics in comics history without violating the code?
That was the one
Where MiracleMan fights his other, that negative self of his?
Or Kid MiracleMan?
Yes.
I know he killed his second.
Yeah.
That one is pretty...
There's like a bus that he throws at the guy, but it's full of people, and there's like a bunch of shit like that.
The people.
Yeah. So that was the whole thing. This is not that. This is a series of shorts that kind of relates to it, kind of gets into some other characters of it. It's a good primer if you want to get into the MiracleMan universe and all that other stuff before the Silver Age starts again. Is this exciting? No, says the Goblins Heist crew.
I like the legal battle more than anything.
Yeah, I know, right? Make a comic about that.
I'm ready for the...
I did enjoy at the end.
I'm ready for the HBO series based on...
the Golden Age?
Yeah, Silver Age.
The Silver Age. They had a preview of it at the end. So I thought that was cool to see some of the art.
Yeah.
That's being done for that. But aside from that...
I think it's too highfalutin. I think it's important to the people involved.
Yep.
And they're all high name profile. I want to give $20 to the guy that can come up to like Tom McFarlane and be like, "Can you sign this?" Because I feel like he's gonna be like, "Fuck you."
But I remember the ads for Hellspawn back in 2000. That MiracleMan was gonna appear in it, and then that like died out. And then I remember hearing how Neil Gaiman was getting involved because Neil Gaiman supposedly had the last issue written or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it was, like you said, it's more important to the people involved than.
Yeah, and I think if the right people come up to you and Neil Gaiman and all these people are involved and they want to do the book, they'll be like, "Yeah, the kids will love it." And they're like, "Dude, those kids are dead."
Dude, the story,
I just remember this was kind of an underground thing. I remember Rick Veitch did something that made fun of this. It was like with Brad Pack,
like an imperfect Superman getting people killed and all that. And
it was like the first to do that, huh?
yeah, it's probably more influential more than anything.
Yeah, and the Marvel Man wasn't for anything else than actually Captain Marvel. So DC's the one who stopped it from being Marvel Man, not Marvel. So that's kind of hilarious.
You think of when they got the
it was in the 60s that they had to change it. 63 it says, so yeah.
So what do you give it?
I don't know. I mean, it was interesting. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. I want to read the issues. I want to see why.
The cover too. You showing that?
It's a Scotty Young cover.
Nah, I'm getting tired of Scotty Young. Put
I
this
can't-
cover, man. Put some.
I can't turn on my
That's
belt.
Alan Davis, ain't it?
Yeah, I think that's Alan Davis.
Is that Alan Davis or Brian Hitch?
Right,
Alan Davis.
It says it in effect.
Maybe Alan does the cover.
Yeah, because he's a
Covers Alan Davis.
Alan Davis. Okay,
Alan
yeah.
Davis. There you go.
That's a nicer cover.
That's a 3.5.
3.5. Yeah, it's not bad. I want to see what happens. I'll read issue 1. I want to see what's going on.
At first I thought it was a full Gohan. Like I thought it was one story. And then I was like, wait a minute. Oh, it's an anthology.
Well, my thing too is he going to end up in the Marvel Universe?
That's the thing.
Are we going to end up with a Superman in Marvel Universe?
He needs a cape.
That's the thing. He don't have a cape.
or a Shazam rather.
I mean, yeah, because he's pretty much a Shazam.
That's true.
So that's going to be the question. Or is it going to be something that fizzles out like Angela in the Marvel
And
Universe?
then are they going to hire Alan Moore to finish it off?
I will not walk for
Gold.
evil for them. Oh, dear.
There's time until he's
That's how he talks?
Yes, he's English.
Leave that one for that.
I believe in a snake. All right. So
What?
I believe in a snake. That's what Warren Ellis said in San Diego Comic-Con. And he says he smokes. Yeah, of course he has great stories. He smokes fucking spliffs bigger than this cane. Next up, Unbreakable Red Sonja #1. Here's the other cover.
It's a fun book. Then once again, Dynamite. It's a TNA book.
Boobies.
The art is good. Art is solid.
We can all like
It's,
boobies.
It's kind of like a time travel thing. And I was a little confused because there was another character that
BOOBIES. Boobies.
I wasn't sure if it was Red Sonja or not.
He like
I'm a little
boobies.
bit confused about it.
Big boobies, little boobies, pointy boobies. Good.
But I guess time travel book is a little bit confusing sometimes.
So she's not a single mother in this book?
No.
Cover looks like she's a single mother.
Should I you know who it is on the cover, obviously. Maybe it's not a mom. It's not her daughter. It's time travel.
Okay.
Oh.
I thought it was her kid or something too in the beginning. But it's really, really cool. And then, like, she sees herself doing something. Oh, wow, I'm really impressed. And then the little girl was impressed is here. So it's pretty cool. It's a good story. It's Red Sonja. The writing's not that crazy or anything.
Boobies.
Yeah, but it's fun.
I'm buzzing on a movie.
Movie.
I give it 3 stars. 3.5.
3.5 stars.
All right.
Anybody else?
Did you read it?
No.
Yeah.
It's an excellent book.
There's been some good Red Sonja books, so I'm not gonna go
It's
and
not
sully
bad.
my
It's not-
palate with
it's
other.
It's not great.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not. It's nothing like Night of the Ghoul. It's not Junkyard Joe.
So you're the type of guy to be like, well, I was gonna take you to the Rusty Pelican, but there's a great place called McDonald's.
And gotta get your
I
Happy
wouldn't say
Meal.
McDonald's on this one. You know what? I would call it
Burger King.
Five Guys.
Five Guys.
Ooh,
Five
yeah.
Guys. You're getting a high praise, huh?
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
You know she.
You're
closed
just getting
Five
a
Guys
hand job that
McDonald's?
night. That's like, at the most.
You know what? At least he didn't say In and Out.
I like Five Guys in my mouth.
Yeah, Five Guys
At least he didn't say In and Out.
What?
Hmm?
At least he didn't say In and Out.
In and Out.
Oh,
Five Guys, In and Out. What's the hell's going on with these burger places? What's wrong with the name with them? All right, so 3.5, guys. It's an interesting story. So says John. And last up for the night, Spider-Man #1, Dan Slott, Mark Bagley. Is it Mark Bagley? You were just waiting to cue up that music, huh? Look at you, you're like, I got it!
Isn't this copyrighted?
What?
Isn't this like severely copyrighted?
I don't fucking know. God, if they ever comb our fucking archives, they're gonna cease and desist us. Huh?
Who else read this?
I read it.
Okay.
Anybody else read Spider-Man?
No, I didn't get to read it.
All right.
Can I ask a question?
What?
Was Mark Bagley a better artist before?
Ooh,
Damn.
fucking shots fired. What?
Mark Bagley's a-
I think he's a very competent artist. I think he takes on too much shit. Sometimes I feel like there's rushes. I didn't see that there in this one. I didn't see that it was that bad or anything. I mean, there's some parts here that I'm like, whatever about the character. It's Dan Slott, so some people say are coming back now and saying Dan Slott was a great, amazing Spider-Man writer. People aren't complaining anymore. They're saying because probably the current series sucks so bad that they're like,
This is tying into that Spider-Verse stuff.
yeah,
we're getting.
yeah.
The thing was, is the art had me a little off here because I remember
Alright.
Bagley's art from.
This is traditional Mark
Spider-Man.
Bagley.
Yeah.
But to me, it doesn't look like what I remember from
hmm
him. Like, I remember it being tighter. I don't know.
Do a Spider-Man sketch.
Okay. $50.
Alright, I got you.
Yay. Anything particular?
I trust your interpretation.
What did
Oh,
you tell
shit.
him? $50?
$50.
What if you just want a Spider-Man with a whole bunch of backgrounds and a whole bunch of stuff?
He's saying I'm going to do whatever I want to do. So that's the thing.
He's gonna do 50 bucks.
Yours is hard, all right? You have every single Godzilla monster on your sketch
You're
cover.
still doing that one?
Yeah.
Yes, that's like
Holy-
that's going to be my Sistine Chapel.
That's been like, bro, even Michelangelo finally got that done.
Yeah, after 4 years.
Come on.
It's not like you're inking the damn thing.
Yeah, I know.
I know, I got my creep show done
What,
in
you
like a
getting
day.
work permits for all the creatures?
Something like that.
You still need to go to immigration.
Hey, you get your stuff pretty quick. You want to get your stuff not that quick?
No.
Yeah.
Finish Leo's first.
Okay.
Then work
So
on.
I don't
I'm
know
still
that-
waiting for my Fokata.
This is
What's
the,
your-
this is
oh,
the first.
damn.
Motherfucker, you got your crib show.
I know, he did that in a day. That was
Oh.
great. And it came out phenomenal.
I don't know Dan Slott's work. Is he bad of a writer? Is he...
The thing is, I only know him from the Spider-Man stuff. Who else? Didn't he do
I've
an
always
Spider-Man?
tried to give his stuff like a shot, and
I mean, I like Superior Spider-Man.
that was okay. I guess.
The whole it was good at the time.
I wasn't crazy about
Think
Fantastic
Incredible.
Four.
I'll send some links.
Oh, Dan Slott?
Yeah.
Why? He's woke?
No,
No,
they don't
he's
like
woke.
him. They don't like his writing.
There's people like now coming around and stuff. He's written, yes, he wrote a very good She-Hulk, Silver Surfer, Superior Spider-Man, Tony Stark, Iron Man, Mighty Avengers, and Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So
He's a company guy. You can tell.
Okay, he's a company.
He
guy.
writes within the lines.
mhm.
Okay, so
That's what it is.
Yeah,
he writes what they like to see.
Exactly.
yeah. So this is a lot more Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
That has Morlun in it. If you're familiar with all that, which I feel like in the next movie, is what they're gonna get into, because that's how because it's the discovery of the Spider-Verse crossed over with those the Spider Hunters and the people
They're
running
really
around.
talking about Madam Web and all that.
Yeah. There's supposedly leaked set photos already of Madam Web and and a new Spider-Man of some sort.
But that's Sony shit, though.
Yeah, but Sony shit is. I mean, unless we have to sit outside the Marvel offices and wait for the white smoke to come out.
I'll tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when Winter Soldier came out,
Uh-huh.
and I was iffy about going to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And people were like, no, you need to go see Winter Soldier. I'm like, seriously?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, yeah, it's good. I'm like, really? Because 2 months ago, I went to go see Amazing Spider-Man 2, and that was shit.
Mm.
And people are like, no, don't blame Amazing Spider-Man 2 on Winter Soldier. That's worth it.
Yeah.
So, I almost feel like Sony keeps fucking things up. They're gonna affect more.
What are you talking about? Morbius is one of the cinematic masterpieces of our lifetime.
According to John.
Yeah, you should have told me.
I didn't say that at all. I said it wasn't as bad as you
Bro,
were making it. It was a decent movie.
I finally watched it. I didn't watch it. I just didn't care. My thing is I wasn't into the character. I feel like it's the same thing with Venom. And I like Venom. But my problem with Venom was it's not a character that really make a movie about. Like, he's a fucking villain. He's a B-class fucking thing. It was like...
Thing with Morbius.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It wasn't okay. It was bad.
Yeah, Morbius, I had it on here the other day.
It was like...
And I think, like, the shop smelled worse. I mean, it was bad. I was like, dude. But surprisingly, in ways, I'm like, they were lazy. They were shitty. They cut corners. Like, they kind of Sci-Fi channeled that shit. You know? Remember the old Sci-Fi channel? Like, hey, I remember Sci-Fi channel, we're going to have the Man Thing movie. I'm like, oh, fuck, Man Thing.
Let me say to you how I watched the movie. I went to see the Bistro.
It was like directed.
I didn't pay for my ticket. It was free. I got free.
Okay, but that's why.
You ate,
I got comped. I watched the movie.
you probably fell asleep.
That's socialism. Free tickets.
You always fall asleep. Every time we go to Cine Bistro,
I have a couple of drinks.
I'm like, man, the surround sound system's amazing in this. This dinosaur sounds like real. It's like him snoring next to me. God, I can feel the drool on his face. Like, the fuck is this?
I thought it was okay. I didn't think this was as bad as you people make.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, it's gonna be. Look, I finally saw Thor: Love and Thunder, and I saw it on Disney Plus. So I saw it. I'm like, I'm glad I'm home watching this because it's just fun to fucking watch this shit and whatever. You know.
You were shitting on Thor, Love. Fuck.
It could have been better. That's the reason why I shitted on it. I don't say it's a piece of crap. I'm like, it's a missed opportunity. But everybody decided to be wacky in it, and
Again, that was at the beginning.
that whole fucking thing was really.
I felt it was two separate movies. That was weird. Like the first half had that crazy ass tone.
Yeah.
At the end, they were like, "Feel something, feel something." Look, she died. She died. Look, the kids have powers. Look, feel something. I'm like, fuck you, bro. Like,
I just don't feel you could be goofy with a movie that has the villain, a guy called Gore the God Butcher.
well, they never really called him that, did they?
No.
They're like,
The God Butcher.
Bro,
They said it
and
several
like,
times.
I'm all like, I want to see Christian Bale.
That's another thing. I thought that was. I was like, okay, this is gonna be the saving grace of this movie. Is that?
And you barely saw him.
So, and with Morbius, there was just a bunch of times I'm like,
You
dude,
could tell
they
Christian
just.
Bale was having fun.
Yeah.
He's all like,
Yeah.
I get to be Heath Ledger. I get to play the psychopath.
Yeah.
And they barely fucking.
Yeah, you only had little snippets of it.
Yeah. I think they sacrificed a lot of that for goofy fucking
Let me tell you
bullshit.
something. I enjoyed Morbius more than I enjoyed Thor: Love and Thunder.
Damn.
I haven't watched Morbius. So.
Jude with the truth.
Yeah, I enjoyed Morbius more than I enjoyed.
Well, what irked me about Morbius, there was a bunch of parts that I'm like, man, this could have been done. Like, did they not take any more takes? Where they're like, that's good, go to print, let's go. Like, we're losing daylight, people. Come on, you know. Like, I just feel like they were just move it.
Honestly, that's the only movie I've ever heard you review, John. That you liked.
I didn't say it was a great movie.
Yeah.
You guys,
Now you're back.
you guys are just saying.
No. You were gushing. You were gushing.
I said it
I'm gonna pull up
that bad as you guys. You and Little John were saying it was horrendous. I'm like,
it was horrible.
It wasn't that bad.
It was.
Ralph said that was the smell Dan was looking for in the shop the other day.
There you go.
Oh shit.
Raul Madero says Love and Thunder was pura mierda. Well, Fabian says, you mean bore, love, and blunder?
You know what, guys? It wasn't that bad.
Says the guy with the concussion.
Hey, listen,
You know what?
Hey, listen. All I gotta say.
Massive head wound Harry says.
This is all I gotta say. And back in the early 2000s,
Mm-hmm.
there was a Hulk movie with a Thor.
I love that one.
All right. And then before that, we had no Thor movie.
Yeah.
So stop comparing.
In the early 2000s, there was a
Oh, no. We have a lot of choice now and everything else, but it could be better. Anyway, what do we think about this?
What about my pick of the week?
Give it a 3 out of 5. I mean,
If you're a Spider-Man fan, a 4 out of 5, no?
Yeah, no. If you're a Spider-Man fan and you're into that Spider-Verse stuff, that's a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Because it's leading up. There was a cool thing with
There's a death in it,
that's what the cool thing. Like that character just unraveled into webs.
and supposedly, like, that's a permanent thing.
What?
That's one of the things that they were
Really?
saying. It's a permanent thing.
Does that character have a title currently? Or
No, her title ended 3 months ago. Hint.
Oh. Dun, dun, dun.
So it's going to be interesting to what happens with it, how it goes forward, and everything else. So not a pick of the week, but it's still good. Probably better than Amazing Spider-Man, I'll tell you that much. Let's see how issue 2 is. 4 out of 5, folks. And we're done. I'm out of here. I'm getting out of here. It's 10:31. Oh, yeah, we didn't do Earth Divers, did we?
No.
Fuck.
That's my pick of the week.
Earth Divers is really
It's
good.
about killing white people.
Earth Divers was good. I read it. I think it's a 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5. It was good.
Interesting concept.
It's an interesting concept. I want to read issue 2. Let's see where it goes. And we're good to go. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like and subscribe. Tell people about this. That's how we grow, how we get things out there. This Saturday, we got the Goblin Market going on. Come on in from 12 to 9 p.m. And as always, we'll be open every day, 12 to 9 p.m. Subscribe and like and all that good shit. I'll see you guys on Tuesday with the new comics. And I'm out of here. I'm good. I'm going to text my girlfriend. I'm going to text my girlfriend on my phone, on my computer.
So,
Dick.
emergency one.
What?